Welcome back again. Now we will be moving over to the 8th lesson. In this lesson, we will focus on learning more nouns. So far we have learnt very few nouns. We know watashi, anata, jin and go. It's necessary for us to be able to refer to many things, this, that, etc. and be able to point out and talk about things, people, places and directions. That will be the focus of the current lesson. The first three words we will learn here will be kore, sore and are. Please note the last letter E is actually pronounced as A, and so these should be pronounced as kore, sore and are and not as kor, sor and are. Kore means this thing. This thing is normally close to you and has to be pointed out. Sore means that thing. That thing will usually be away from you. You still point it out. It's possible that that thing is closer to the listener. Are is something which is neither close to you nor close to the listener. It may be far away. It may be out of sight. There is no need to point it out. Kore, sore and are refer to things. The logic of proximity to the speaker or the listener is a pattern that will repeat in other similar phrases. Koko, soko and asoko are the words used to refer to places. They mean this place, that place and that place over there. If you are standing in Shinjuku, you can say Koko wa Shinjuku desu. This means Koko, this place, Shinjuku, name of the place, this is. This place, Shinjuku, is. In other words, this place is Shinjuku. What is the structure for a sentence using kore? Kore wa pen desu. Kore means this thing. Wa, pen. Pen means pen. This is. This thing, pen is, which means this thing is a pen. The next three words I want to focus on are kochira, sochira and achira. These normally refer to directions. In one of the earlier lessons, while we discussed introducing people, we said kochirava Ganesh san this is an expression to point out to Mr. Ganesh and say in this direction is Mr. Ganesh, which is actually to say here is Mr. Ganesh. Okay. So kochira, sochira and achira are used for direction. Also to point out here, there, etc. So it is not necessarily purely restricted to direction. It can also be a broader way of indicating a place. All these words that we learned so far, kore, sore, are, koko, soko, soko, kochira, sochira, achira, are to be followed by dwa. Dwa is a word which indicates the preceding word is a subject. Now we will move on to another set of words which are slightly different from the ones we discussed so far. Kono, sono and ano. These words are used to refer to both people as well as things. When we are referring to people or things, we don't just use kono, sono and ano as standalone. We follow them with other nouns which are referring to the people or referring to the things. We never will say kono wa. We will always say kono pen wa, sono hon wa, ano biru wa, etc. That will mean this pen, that book, that building over there. So kono, sono and ano are always followed by another specific noun, and that's how they are used. Let's look at some examples. Kono pen wa yume desu. This pen is famous. It's perhaps a very famous brand of pen, Parker or something like that. So this pen is famous. Sono hon wa omoshirai desu. Sono hon. Hon is book. Omoshirai is interesting. Desu. This book is interesting. Ano biru wa okidas. That building over there is tall. This building is out of sight. Maybe they are referring to one of the tall buildings in the world, Empire State Building or things like that. So, whenever we are using kono pen, sono hon, ano biru, the va will follow, but not immediately after kono, sono and ano. This is to be noted. We saw that kono, sono and ano are used with people as well as things. Kono hito is one form of expression. Hito means person. You don't say kono so and so, kono kishi, kono ganeshu. No, that's not the way it is used. You can refer to a person, kono hito. Kono hito wa sensei desu. Sensei is teacher. This person is the teacher. So that's the kind of context in which you refer to a person. Kono mono. Mono means thing. Kono mono wa oshidas. Kono jam wa oshidas. This jam is tasty. You are referring to a particular type of jam or brand of jam and say this is tasty. That's the kind of context in which you use kono mono. Now let us look at some ways of asking questions. Dore, doko, dochira, dono. These four words correspond to the four groups of words that we saw just now. Dore corresponds to kore, sore, are. Doko corresponds to koko, soko, asoko. Dochira corresponds to kochira, sochira, achira. Dono corresponds to kono, sono, ano. Now let us look at some examples. Soreva dore deska. If you translate each and every word, this is the way it will sound. Sore, that thing. Dore, what thing. Des is. That thing, what thing is. Actually it means what is that thing. Now the answer for this will be Soreva pan des. Pan means bread. Soreva pan des. You just see from the question Soreva dore deska, you remove that ka, you substituted pan in place of dore and you got an answer. That's the simplest form. Remove ka, substitute dore with the appropriate noun. Here the noun is pan. Soreva dore deska, soreva pan des. This is the question and answer. Similarly, koko wa doko deska. Koko, this place. Doko, what place or which place. Deska, des means is. Ka is a question. This place, which place is. So that's a literal word-to-word translation. It actually means what is this place? Which place is this place? We are making progress at a very rapid clip. We now have covered 20 more words. Well, apart from this kore, sore, are, koko, suko, soko, kochira, suchira, achira, kono, sono, ano, we now have some more words. Hito, mono, pen, hon, biru, and then we also had the words forming questions. Dore, doko, dochira, and dono. Well, you now know nearly 90 words. You are doing very well. You have been catching up at a rapid rate. Omedetou gozaimasu. Gambatte kudasai.